All right, net neutrality has been a hot topic lately, so we've got a cybersecurity engineer, Horst, here to give us a better understanding of what exactly net neutrality is in 30 words or less. Can you handle that one?
Yeah, I think I can handle that one. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Give us an overview of what net neutrality is.
I think net neutrality basically is like getting on the freeway and everyone has access to all 4 lanes.
All right,
that's really
a
all
bottom
it is.
line way of doing it.
That's a bottom line. Everyone has access to all 4 lanes. You can't sell access to, 3 and not 1. You get on the freeway, you have access to all of the lanes.
But I think here in California, the problem we're going to have is when those lanes take you into other states. Because our governor has signed a net neutrality bill that is going to have different regulations in California, which could spill out on other states. And as a result, the federal government has put forward a lawsuit.
Absolutely. It will spill out. There's no question about it. It will create problems, but this is one of those things where technology never keeps up with the law. I'm sorry, the law never keeps up with technology. It's the other way around. The law never quite keeps...
I followed you.
Yeah, the law never quite keeps up with technology. And so you always end up running into situations like this, and it provokes conversation and political controversy, and that's actually a good thing.
Okay, so what will this net neutrality law do here in California starting January 1?
Well, here in California, for larger companies that provide bandwidth, they will have to provide that bandwidth to all market participants without respect to how much they pay. You're not going to be able to give free bandwidth, for example, to a subsidiary of your own company. So you've got a big telecom company and they want to promote a certain group of market participants because they're subsidiaries and they're good for that telecom's bottom line. Well, that prejudices other market participants, and they're not going to be able to do that. They call that zero rating, where they give a benefit to one market participant that they don't give in terms of access to bandwidth.
Okay, but the problem we're running into is we're talking about something that's controlled by the FCC, which would be a federal body. And so here in California, our governor is saying, nope, we're going to control this on a local level. And now we've got a problem.
Oh, we have a big problem, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm a cybersecurity engineer, but I suspect that the law probably won't stand up as it's written. But we will eventually get to something at the federal level that may look more like something that makes sense given the changes in the Internet. The Internet of today is not the Internet of 1990 and 2000, for example.
Sure. But I think one of the, and I understand where the federal lawsuit's coming from, because we're saying here in California, this is the way we're going to do it. But that means it's going to spill over into these other states, just like our auto emissions did. Other states then had to start putting in the same auto emissions because it's what we did here. And so now, not only is California looking at lawsuit, or we're facing lawsuits from the federal government, but we're going to be facing other lawsuits from states as well who don't want to sign on to this this idea by the governor.
Yeah, it's going to, again, it's going to be difficult. It's interesting that you bring up the analogy of our air quality. I grew up here. I remember high school days here, we weren't allowed to go outside for phys ed because of stage 1 and 2 smog alerts. They can go overboard with air regulations, but we're all better off for some of the things that have happened, and I think we're going to be all better off in terms of innovation in the Internet economy, the Internet-based economy. Eventually, we'll be all better off by net neutrality. I'm a supporter of it. I'd like to see this. I'm not sure that this bill's going to win, but I'd like to see something come out.
Yeah, I think you're right in the assumption that it's going to be changed, because even the FCC chairman, he's saying that the Internet needs to be free and open. So they're going to have to come to some sort of meeting of the minds. You can't have too many chefs in the kitchen. And if the FCC is the one ultimately regulating this, that's controlled by the federal government.
The FCC doesn't know what they're doing, to be quite frank with you.
I'll let you tell them that. All right. Well, this discussion is going to continue.
Yes,
we're going to want to continue talking in January, and let's see where these lawsuits head. All right. Thanks for coming in this morning.
No, thank you for having me.